So I'm a really try. I'm a really try to keep my shit together. I don't want to be that guy just yelling and screaming, being angry all the time. Okay, being angry is stressful. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep my cool on this one. Okay, but when it comes to defending Donald Trump, okay, it's this thing called a slippery slope. Okay, you start off with one lie. You may not even lie. Okay, you bend the truth a little bit to support your argument or to make sure you stay on the payroll. Sucker ass Smith, I'm talking to you. Okay, you bend it just a little bit. Okay, okay, hey, okay, we all did it. We all been there. I got you. But then you start going down this slippery slope. Next thing you know, you in the back alley on your knees with your church pants on, your expensive church pants on, and you on your knees and you doing whatever you need to do to get a bite out of the man's hamburger, okay? I don't want you to end up like that, sucker ass Smith, but you leading down this dark alley. And next thing you know, you're gonna walk out the alleyway like and Sean Hannity zipping up his pants. I'm sorry. Can I be honest with you? This is what happens when you start defending every evil, stupidity, ignorant decision that Trump makes. You can't do that. That makes you look worse than Trump. Someone trying to defend Trump and what we're about to get into today, it makes you look worse than Trump in some cases. Now, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, I was going to read this article. I'm like, you know what? It's going to be boring. So it might as well. We got Jake Tap Out. What was the other nickname someone gave me? But we got Jake Tap Out to give us the story of what is going on when Trump pardoned Juan Hernandez. I looked him up, and it's like Trump pardoned this guy. Why? But hey, let's go ahead, get the scoop real quick so we can continue the conversation.
Tuesday morning, a man named Juan Orlando Hernandez was freed from United States Penitentiary Hazleton in West Virginia. Now, you may have heard of him. He's the former president of Honduras, and he had been sentenced in a U.S. criminal court to 45 years in prison for, according to prosecutors, quote, helping to facilitate the importation of an almost unfathomable 400 tons of cocaine to this country.
Okay, wrap your head around that. Okay, I never done drugs. I never sold drugs. I don't know what that means. But 400, okay? Wrap your head around this. 400 tons. Holy Jesus Christ almighty. 400 tons of cocaine, of the cocaine, of the snowman, of the chalk, okay? 400 tons. Trump pardoned this guy, okay? Let's continue, okay?
And billions of individual doses sent to the U.S. with the protection and support of the former president of Honduras. This act of clemency, this pardoning, this freeing of a man who received millions of dollars in bribes to help 400 tons of cocaine come to the United States comes at the same time that President Trump and the Pentagon are waging this war against narco traffickers allegedly coming from Venezuela. Strikes, military strikes that are of questionable and debatable legality. So why on earth would President Trump do this? Well, here was his explanation on Air Force One.
The people of Honduras really thought he was set up and it was a terrible thing. He was the president of the country. And they basically said he was a drug dealer because he was the president of the country. and they said it was a Biden administration setup.
Oh.
And I looked at the facts, and I agree with them.
So President
Hey, there you go. Trust me, if you thought it was going to be like some informative type of explanation, like he's going to give you some details, he's going to give you, this thing, I hate to say the P word, okay? Hopefully YouTube doesn't censor me, but I'm going to say the P word anyway, okay? Proof. Dare I say, I thought he was going to give us some proof of Joe Biden having some sort of vendetta against Mr. Hernandez and framed him. And Trump was like, of course I got to be the good guy and I got to rescue the damsel in distress. But of course, if he mentions Joe Biden, Republican voters, those idiots are going to be like, oh yeah, that's right. It's Joe Biden's fault. Got you.
President Trump is calling this a Biden administration setup. That is not accurate. In fact, this investigation into Hernandez started years ago during the Biden administration, but then Hernandez's own brother was arrested and prosecuted during the first Trump administration. And in fact, the prosecutor of Hernandez's brother was Emile Beauvais, who went on to become President Trump's own personal attorney and is now a judge appointed by President Trump.
Make that make sense. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more weird, make that make sense.
Idea that this was a Biden setup, there's no evidence for that at all. Now, what there is evidence for is that if you have a connection to somebody in Trump's inner circle, in this case, Roger Stone, who is an on and off again political advisor to President Trump, and you convince that person to reach out to Trump and say, hey, this was all just Biden lawfare. I didn't do anything wrong. He seems to be very inclined to listen to that argument regardless of the facts, regardless of the evidence. And now we have proof that regardless of the crime, because if drugs are really such a horrible issue in this country, and they are, why would you pardon somebody who helped to bring 400 million tons of cocaine and billions of individual doses of cocaine to the United States? As Republican Senator Bill Cassidy posted on X the other day, why would we pardon this guy and then go after Maduro for running drugs into the United States? Lock up every drug runner. Don't understand why he is being pardoned. Well, you're not alone, Senator Cassidy. There are a lot of people who do not understand why this happened. And the
now, let me cut you off, fake tapper, tiptoeer, whatever your name is. Let me introduce you to somebody you might know. His nickname, okay? We don't call him by his government name around here, okay? I'm not going to disrespect him like that. Mr. Sucker Ass Smith. Let me introduce you to Sucker Ass Smith, and trust me, he knows why. And he's going to explain to us, he's going to teach us something. He's going to explain to us why Trump did this and why this is 4D chess that he's playing. We, as simple-minded people, me and you, I guess, okay, we don't understand this because when we see criminals, we expect criminals to go to jail because they broke the law. And when you bringing over 400 tons of cocaine, you deserve to go to jail. But no, silly me, silly goose. Let's hear what Sucker Ass Smith has to say about this.
God.
Now, listen to this intro. He said this on purpose. Listen to this intro and tell me he doesn't deserve the name Sucker Ass Smith. Listen.
My chest because I want you to know where I stand so we're not guessing about anything. Now, I'm the guy that's usually so critical of the left. I'm so critical of the left. I never, ever say anything about the right. This is the bogus narratives and storylines that have been out there. Yet again, I'm pointing the finger at the right, specifically the president himself, Donald Trump, but not in a manner that you would think. It's given me cause to pause, and it's allowed me, dare I say, to be more intrigued than judgmental.
All right, more intrigued than judgmental. When I heard this, I kid you not, I was like, oh, this is about to be some bullshit. Oh, this is about to be some bullshit right here. Oh my God. I was like, hey, I was ready to hear how he's going to spin something like this. Like I told you before, when you get down that road, there's no turning back. You cannot turn back. And hey, here's a spoiler warning. He does it. He does the unthinkable and spins this crazy BS right here. All right. So this beginning part right here, he's just re-explaining the situation that we already went through. And now here's his explanation on the situation that he expects us as critical thinkers to believe. Check this out.
The cocaine? Come on now. There's nothing right about that. But with that being said, what about this? Does it fit Trump's pattern? I'm going to say it again. It's a question.
Okay.
Because I like to ask.
Okay.
Does it fit Trump's pattern?
Yes, because he's been pardoning criminals. I mean, he pardoned how many thousands of people who tried to overturn the election and kill people and threaten to kill members of Congress? Yes, it fits his pattern. Okay.
Using military force to hit drug cartels that threaten Americans while pardoning Hernandez because he sees the former Honduran president as a political ally who was over-prosecuted under the previous administration? That sounds like Trump. Crack down on enemies. Cut deals with friends. That definitely sounds like Trump. If you remember, Hernandez was elected into office in 2014 and then again in 2017. Both times he had the support of President Trump.
Okay, great point.
Candidate Trump, then President Trump in 2017. He had a support. Okay? So we got to take that into consideration. All right? And we got to ask ourselves those questions. Cutting deals with friends. That makes it less about drug policy and more about Trump's trademark mix of toughness and loyalty.
What?
And that
Wait, did he just say it's less about the crime and not just drugs? It's not like he walked in America with like a pound of weed or something. We're talking about 400. I'm gonna do the math. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, be like, hey, can you break this down to me? But he's saying, hey, forget the drug stuff. It's more about a friendship. Okay. Continue, Mr. Sucker Ass Smith.
That's why both make sense in Trump's world. See, as I dig deeper and I do the research and I listen to what everybody's talking about, you got Trump allies. What are they saying? Hernandez's conviction was an overreach by U.S. prosecutors during the Biden years, saying the Department of Justice treated a foreign head of state like a cartel boss without accounting for geopolitical context. This is what you're hearing. He helped us more than he hurt us. We're correcting a political prosecution. What has Trump complained about?
Hey, Stephen, where's the proof though? Where's the proof? Where is the proof? Okay, where is the proof? You can't just read it and take it as gospel truth. Like you said, you did the research, you did the studying, you did the journalistic skills, and you dug deep into the surface. And you're just like, I read this article and I'm gonna believe him. I'm gonna believe that Joe Biden framed him or set him up. Where's the proof? But okay, hey, trust me, it gets worse. It gets worse. That's not even a problem I have with this right here. It gets worse.
Being friends with the right people and folks engaging in overreach and going and turning politicians into prisoners. That is what he's been accusing this country of doing to him. It falls right in line with what he's saying. But it goes a step further than that. And that's why I thought it was important to bring this up. You have to understand, with Trump fighting with Maduro, you actually want friends and you want influence in Central America, particularly Honduras, where an election is unfolding. You got to remember that. And where migration pressure originates. What was Trump's problem? I want to deport folks. Where am I going to send them? If you're friends with a particular politician and somehow, some way he's repositioned to have some power because he's going to go right back to Honduras, then you've got a friend in that.
Okay. Whew. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Let me put this together for you, okay? Let me break this down because maybe I didn't hear this right. So tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Because maybe I'm just so used to him saying some BS. Maybe that's all I hear. He just said, Trump believed, without no proof, okay, believed that Mr. Hernandez was treated unfairly by the Biden administration. So he wanted to correct that wrong because that's what he does, okay? And yeah, he did the Toy Story move. You got a friend in me. I'm going to scratch your back and you're going to scratch my back. And when I want to send random people, American citizens probably, people that don't even belong in this country, if I want to deport people to a country, you're going to open your borders for me. So I'm going to, even though you broke the law, I'm going to wipe all that away so you can help me deport people. Can somebody tell me what this guy is smoking? Whatever he's smoking, I don't care the price. Let me know. If it got him on cloud nine like this, being able to not only believe this, but have the audacity to make a video saying this stuff in front of thousands of people. You gotta be out your mind. You gotta be smoking on some good stuff at this point. Sucker ass Smith, what are we doing here? That has to be the weakest excuse I have heard in a long time. And I cover politics for a living. I was surprised by that. Hey, let's continue, okay?
To Honduras. Then you've got a friend.
You got
in that
a
region
friend
of the world.
in me.
Who, by the way, can assist in several things.
Okay.
Because as we look at it here, think about this here.
Okay.
Honduras and Venezuela do not share a border.
Okay.
Honduras is in Central America. Venezuela is in South America.
So, okay.
All right?
Uh-huh.
They're separated by several countries and or the Caribbean Sea. We know this, all right?
Okay.
The Honduras president, Hernandez, and Maduro for Venezuela have never had a really particular meaningful relationship. They weren't aligned.
Okay.
And their governments often worked against each other diplomatically, according to my research.
Okay.
Hernandez embodied a pro-U.S. market-friendly conservatism, which falls in line with Trump. And that clashed with Maduro's anti-U.S. state-centric socialism, which connects with the extreme leftists. So if you're Trump and you can get some conservatism in that region of the world, and on top of it all, you ingratiate yourself with some Hispanics / Latinos.
Oh.
Imagine what that could potentially do. Not just abroad, but here locally for the 2026 election, for the 2028 election. Because one thing that we have to pay attention to when it comes to the immigration crisis, and we gotta stop playing games with this stuff.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of Hispanics that wanted the borders closed.
Oh.
They don't want a lot of people skipping lines.
Okay.
They're looking at it and saying, wait a minute now. We have to stand in line. We have to go through the process like everybody else. Everybody that's Hispanic or Latino ain't for open borders. We keep forgetting that.
Okay. Got you. Okay, let me break this down. Okay, I think I'm starting. Okay, okay. Hey, check this out. I think I'm starting to get this now. Okay, so Hispanic Americans, they don't care about drug dealers. They don't care about a foreigner come and bringing in cocaine into the country, killing. I'm guessing if it's 400 tons, you killing thousands of people. Okay, check this out. Hispanic voters don't care about that. They only care about shutting the border by any means necessary. So if you have to pardon a drug dealer, dare I say a kingpin, because if you moving 400 tons, damn it, you moving something. So they don't care about that. They just care about closing the borders. And now you're going to curry their vote in 2026 and 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not do drugs. I'm being honest with you. Please stay away from drugs. It will fry your brain. Like I said, remember I told you at the beginning of this video, you're going to end up walking out of an alleyway, wiping your mouth? Stephen A. Smith. I mean, sorry to be disrespectful. Suck it, ass Smith. What are you doing here? That, but you, okay, you know, hey, I don't know.
Trump didn't, and he hasn't. And this could be a major play. And that's the reason I wanted to touch on it.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at all of this stuff.
Uh-huh.
From a strategic standpoint, pardoning Hernandez. Look at how it's being framed. A diplomatic gesture, a way to empower conservative factions in the region, a signal to pro-U.S. actors that Trump will protect allies. That's what they're doing.
Notice that he's not even talking about the drug charges. No, disregard our justice system, which I thought Republicans were for law and order. Get rid of every drug dealer, put them to death. He even said that once upon a time. Rough them up. But no, if they're friends, then we do whatever we need to, right?
That's what they're saying. Now, if you're a critic, I'm reading from a guy by the name of Lawrence, parentheses, Larry Boorstein, Boorstin. The reason I'm reading this is because I had it checked by my researchers, and I was told this was accurate.
Hey, if you got researchers, you need to fire they ass quickly. Dude ain't got no researchers, bro. Get out of here. You trying to, oh, you know, my researchers, you know, they fact check. Bro, get the hell out of here. You ain't got no, get out of here. It's like saying you got a forehead. It's like saying you got a forehead. We all see you got a 5 head. Ain't no way in hell or in heaven or on earth you got fact checkers. No, stop lying to the people. Why you keep lying?
Quote, this is a tweet he put on X. Donald Trump announced he is pardoning Juan Orlando Hernandez, a.k.a. J.O.H., pronounced Ho in Spanish. This is what he wrote, not me. He says here, who was convicted of firearms and trafficking 400 tons of cocaine through Honduras to the United States and sentenced to 45 years in prison. Hernandez became president in 2014 and was reelected in 2017 in an election described as fraudulent by the opposition and some international observers, but unopposed by the Trump administration, even after appeals to the State Department by the opposition. 400 tons of cocaine represents 2.5 billion doses of coke. There were 29,449 cocaine overdose deaths in the United States in 2023. Trump 45 announced Hernandez as president of Honduras, who was extradited to the United States in 2022, prosecuted and convicted in 2024, and sentenced to 540 months in prison and 60 months of supervised release for cocaine importation and related weapons offenses. Trump 47 is pardoning him. No one should claim that Trump is against drug trafficking or having drug traffickers in power in Latin American countries. That's the left's point of view.
No, sucker ass Smith. No, that's not a left point of view. That is a realistic point of view. That is common sense point of view. Bro, like, oh my God, man, you make me want to say some things that's gonna get me in trouble by YouTube, bro. You are steroided on stupidity at this point. This is common sense. Like, damn, man, like, how much is too much to you? How much is too much for you?
To those others who, dare I say, are Trump supporters, or to even say that might come across as a bit more objective, they've got a different spin that they're looking to put on it, which I've articulated to you already. And down the road, here's what I wanted to say to y'all.
Okay, we're almost done.
If Trump can get conservatives back in power in Honduras, do you know that Trump would gain leverage to demand stricter Honduran cooperation on deportation flights, border patrols, anti-gang initiatives? Did you know that?
Hey, you're an ugly guy. I'm just gonna say that. You are ugly on the inside and outside. I understand that God makes people on purpose, but you ugly. You are a ugly individual. And no matter how much money or contracts that you sign, you are a ugly individual. All right, guys. You heard the stupid plan. I don't even feel like repeating it. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to give myself brain rot if I repeat that. But this is who Trump is now going after. Okay, remember, Trump is all about law and order, but he's going to pardon people that can't assist him in making this world better, I guess, right? So when it comes to Letitia James, he's not pardoning her. He's going after her. Here's what she did. Tell me if this amounts to 400 tons of cocaine, okay? She was indicted in October 2025 on charges including bank fraud and making false statements. The indictment claims she lied on a mortgage application when purchasing a home by misrepresenting the nature of the property to get more favorable loan terms. Supporters say that the charge are particularly motivated. James previously sued Trump in a major civil fraud case. No, that's for James Comey. So once again, please let me know, is lying, let's just say this is true, okay? I'm not even willing to believe it, but let's say it's true. Is that worse than 400 tons of the... No? Okay. James Comey, former FBI director. Under Trump's direction, his Justice Department, which the Justice Department is not your sick'em dog, but okay, that's a whole nother conversation, has pursued new charges against Comey for alleged false statements and obstruction, even though prosecutors reportedly found no problematic cause. Critics argue this is politically motivated. Okay. Mr. Mark Kelly and a group of lawmakers, but specifically Mark Kelly, recently faced a review by the administration via the military over allegedly unlawful comments. For many observes, the review is part of a broader pattern of targeting legislators who oppose Trump's policies. Stephen A. Smith, sucker ass Smith, please explain how Trump can pardon not only Mr. Hernandez, but everyone else. And I covered it. Pardoning people who actually broke crimes and seen a judge and got sentenced. And he's pardoning these criminals. So how is pardoning these criminals making not only Americans safe, but anyone around the world safer? How is that happening? Oh, sucker ass Smith, I kid you not. I kid you not, man. You ain't gonna like me. You better never want to see me. I guarantee you ain't gonna like me. That's simple.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.